Okay, so what happens when you built out a beautiful set, you sculpted a great set of nails, and your client comes back in about 3 weeks and she says, I want to change my shape. What do you do? That's what we're going to talk about today. So I'm going to show you what shapes you can change to a different shape and what shapes you're going to maybe have to resculpt to still keep in the proper structure. Okay, so let's start with talking about our bits. What kind of bits are we going to use to actually change our shape? If you try to use a diamond bit like these two, or a sanding band like this one, they're actually not going to be strong enough to actually be able to cut through that acrylic or that hard gel. So it's going to be too much work, too much effort. So what I'm going to recommend always using for changing your shapes or shortening your nails is going to be a carbide bit. And you can use either the safety bit if you feel more comfortable, but sometimes when you're working on the sides, it's actually easier to use the X-Cut carbide. So that's the one that I'm going to start with today. Okay, so I'm going to start with the X-Cut carbide. We've got our bit. We want to talk about speed. So when you're doing your shortening and your shaping, you're going to go on to about, I would say about 14 to 16,000 RPMs. Now, if you're working on a hard gel nail, you can use a little bit lower speed, but generally for an acrylic nail, about 14 to 16. Okay, so let's start by talking about shortening. Okay, so shortening is going to be a little bit different than shaping, different pressure, different hand positions. So we'll start with shortening. So when you're shortening, you always want to make sure that you're supporting and holding that nail on both sides, because if you're just holding the finger from up here, that bit can kind of pull and you're not going to get an even, kind of an even cut across the nail. So I always recommend holding that finger, holding that nail, and kind of supporting it on both sides so it doesn't wobble quite so much. Okay? Hand positioning. Now, if you come straight in here with your bit like basically right in front of you, what happens is my knuckle gets in the way of that and I can't see that nail. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from that straight up and down to about, if you think about a clock, you're going to go about from 12 o'clock, you're going to go 1, 2. Okay, so somewhere between 1 and 2 o'clock is where you're going to angle that bit. And I'm going to be working, I'm going to turn this off for just a second. I'm going to be working with the center to the base of the bit. Okay, I'm not going to be using pressure at the tip of the bit or right at the base, but just kind of right in the middle, closer to the base. Okay, what I'm going to do before I actually turn my machine on, again, I'm at that about 2 o'clock position. I'm going to make contact with that nail and then pull across. Let me turn my machine on here. Again, I'm holding on both sides of the nail. I'm going to make contact and then pull across. I'm putting just slight pressure to the nail, and then if I feel like I need to take down more product, then I can put a little bit more pressure into that. So again, just if I want to take down a little bit, slight pressure, basically make contact, come across. If you want to take down more, a little more pressure and pull across. Okay, you could either clip it down, but sometimes that'll crack the nail in the wrong direction that you don't quite want it to go. But shortening the nail with the E-file makes life so much easier and so much quicker. Now, let's talk about shaping. So when we're talking about shaping, I'm talking about my sidewalls. Okay, so when we're doing sidewalls, this is where you actually do want to be holding your bit a little bit more straight to the nail. Okay, so what I do when I was shortening, I have that finger, the client's finger, kind of flat, and I adjust my hand piece so that I can see. When I'm doing my shaping, I'm actually going to tip that finger down, so now I can see right at that nail. So I'm going to work with my bit more perpendicular to the nail. So on my left hand side, I'm going to start more up into where the nail starts to grow out from, and I'm going to pull forward. On my right side, I'm going to start towards the free edge and push up. So you want the nail and the bit to kind of drag along each other. Okay, you don't want that bit to fly across that nail, so you want a little bit of kind of that grip. So again, I'm going to start here, I'm going to come forward. Now this is going to be different than shortening. With shortening, we're going to put a little bit of pressure into it. With our sidewalls, we're just going to basically make contact and come down. Same thing here, we're going to make contact and push up. Okay, so that's how we're going to adjust our sides and our free edge. With those techniques, you can do any kind of shape changes that, well, I shouldn't say that, not any kind of shape changes. We're going to do a bunch of different changes, and I'm going to show you ones that you can actually change with the e-file, and then I'll also show you ones that you should really actually sculpt out a new nail to get that different shape. So we're going to start with a square nail. What can we change a square nail to? Well, the first thing we can do is a tapered square, which is probably going to be the easiest, okay? Because a tapered square, all you're going to do is you're going to take in those sides just a little bit, okay? So again, just like I was showing you before, making contact and coming through. So again, making contact and pushing up. Okay? And just slightly come from underneath this nail just a little bit. Alright, so again, making contact and pushing up. So just that little bit of extra, taking that product in a little bit on the sides, that's going to help to bring you to that tapered square nail. What else can we change a square nail to? We can change it to an almond shape. Okay. For an almond, we're going to leave this area up here alone, but we're just going to work through this area down here and kind of take off those points. So on this one, again, I'm going to make contact, and then I'm going to kind of come around and underneath the nail. So again, making contact and around and underneath. Okay, we're just going to kind of start to round that corner out. When I get to that corner, I'm going to use a little bit more pressure into that zone 3, that base of the bit. Okay, and we're just going to again make contact, pull through, make contact, pull through. Okay, so once we get that corner done, we're going to bring that bit underneath the nail, and then we're going to come back up, pushing up, and that's going to take off that other corner. Okay, so again, that's going to bring our nail to that more almond shape. Okay, and again, you're going to go through and you're going to do your final finishing with a hand file to really perfect that shape. But this is, again, a really quick way of just changing out that shape. Okay, so if you decided maybe you wanted to shorten it a little bit, again, you could do that shortening, take that down a little bit. You're still going to see that I'm holding that finger on that nail on the sides so that I can support it, and again coming right through and cleaning that up. Okay, so let's talk about shapes that maybe you can't change a square nail to. Okay, here's the challenge when you are reshaping is you want to make sure that the structure is always going to still be there and the proper C curve to support that nail. Okay, so if we look at the C curve of all of these nails, you're going to notice that you can see how wide the C curve is on a square nail. Okay, that's how it should be. That's structurally how it should be to support that shape of the nail. Okay, now if we look at the almond shaped nail, and especially on that stiletto nail, you'll see that the C curve at this point is much wider, and then it really tapers down so that it starts out as a wide curve and then it works into a really tight curve. So if you try to take a square nail and take off those corners to try to make it a stiletto nail, you're actually going to take out the curve and it's going to take out the proper curve of that nail, so you're not going to have the right structure anymore. So this is why if you're going to try to change a nail from a square nail to a stiletto, that I'm always going to recommend that you would just clip off the free edge and resculpt that nail, because you're not going to get that proper structure by just taking down the edges of your square nail. Okay, so just really quickly, I'm going to actually go through and try to take that down. I'm going to see if you guys can see how this actually is going to look as a stiletto. Just so you can see that that curve really isn't where it's supposed to be. Okay. Again, let me just take in that side a little bit to reshape. Okay, so here's what actually happens when you try to take in a square nail and make it a stiletto. Okay, so take a look at the side. Do you see how that nail kind of comes up and it curves upward? It's not coming straight out where that natural side wall should be. Okay, so when you take off that curve of a square nail, you're taking away that structure. Okay, Okay, so when you're sculpting a stiletto nail, you're actually pinching that form a lot tighter so that you can get that tight C curve and that tight pinch right at that free edge. So again, shortening. So again, trying to reshape a square nail into a stiletto doesn't work very well structurally. So again, you're gonna have to clip that one off and then resculpt, okay? Okay, so let's take these guys off. Let's go into our almond shaped nails, okay? So with an almond shaped nail, again, you've got your C curve through the structure here, but once it comes into here, then it actually again starts to curve in there, and then it curves out a little bit tighter, similar to what our stiletto was, okay? So how do you change the shape on this one? It's kind of tricky, okay? You can't really go back to a square nail because again, we don't have structure from here straight out. Okay. So if I try to go to a square on this, and I just try to shorten that, okay, I'm never gonna get, again, that perfect square nail because again, I'm gonna be missing that edge. So with an almond shape, you can really go to a coffin shape, kind of like what we did here. And instead of having that round edge, we can go through and straighten that out with our hand file just a little bit. That's all you really need to do to change the shape on that. So change the shape from an almond to a coffin. It's kind of a short little coffin. But again, you're not going to be able to change that back to a square. So again, this is going to be a nail that you're going to want to clip off and resculpt it. Can we change an almond to a stiletto? Yes and no. Okay, so we can actually taper that in just a little bit more and kind of straighten out that free edge a little bit more. So again, you can kind of change this to a stiletto, but again, with a stiletto, you really want that elongated look to it. So this would just be more of kind of a short stiletto, a little bit of a pointy nail. So it's definitely not that actual coffin shape. So kind of like what happened with our square nail that we tried to taper in, it got that little bit of a kind of that loop under there. Similar to what's going to happen here. You're going to get a little bit of that indent. Again, it's not going to be that straight edge that we really want. But if it's just that tiny little bit, you may be able to get away with it for maybe a fill. Okay. After another fill, I would not recommend trying to taper that in even more because again, that's where you're going to get to that really uneven kind of that lift underneath. Okay. So almond shape, again, you can change it to maybe a short little coffin-ish or even just a tapered square. That's going to be okay. But again, for any of the longer, more tapered nails, it's not going to work. And again, you're going to have to clip off and resculpt. Okay, what about a coffin-shaped nail? So if we have a nice long coffin-shaped nail, it's got a little bit of that tighter pinch in that free edge like we like with our stiletto. So it's still not quite as tight of a pinch to the end here. So again, you're really not going to be able to change that coffin shape into a stiletto. You're going to have the similar kind of thing happening where, again, you get that little loop underneath there. Okay. So what can you do with a coffin shape? That one you can change to an almond. Again, just like we did the square, you can just take down those corners. Okay. So just kind of taking that down, rounding off that point a little bit. Okay, and then we can go back into our hand file and really perfect that shaping. We still have the proper structure underneath. Okay, so let's go to our stiletto nails. So stiletto nails, again, these are going to be a little trickier because they've got that really tight pinch at the end. But with a stiletto, you can actually take down that free edge and you can make that into more of a coffin shape. Okay, so coffin shape there just by taking down that point of it just a little bit. Get that nice coffin shape. Otherwise, on this one, we can also come in a little bit more and make that more of an almond. Okay. Just like we were doing before, and take off those corners. Okay. Again, with a stiletto, we can't really go back to that square shape, just like we were talking about with the almond shape, because we've already got our taper right through here, and it's not going to be coming straight out. So it's not going to be going back to a square nail. These are some ways that you can change your shape on your nails. Again, for those nails that you can't change to the shape that maybe your client is looking for, you may have to clip them off and resculpt. But hopefully using the e-file is going to help you guys do your shape changes a little faster, a little easier, and be a little quicker for your clients.
Subscribe channel now. Subscribe channel now.